And here we are now at 9:21 on Thursday, the 28th of September 2023, and we're in day 8 of my 9-day gratitude practice experiment. And I'll say more about that being an experiment at the end of our time today. We're going for 41 minutes today in terms of the practices that I'll be inviting you to choose from, and you do absolutely have a choice, and you're also welcome to follow along as I offer. And without further ado, let me start and invite you, if it's available and meaningful for you, with my acknowledgement of that where I live, work and play is located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples of the Kikite First Nations. And I will also invite you to create an undistracted space for yourself if you haven't already. And in the next 41 minutes of being able to focus on you, invest in yourself. If you are a journaler or interested in journaling, you're welcome to grab your journal. I have mine here, or just a notebook, something to write on. And if you're a digital person, that's fine too. Just something to bring your attention as any offerings that I have that might bubble up some creative insights for you as well. Beverage of choice and blanket, just things to make you feel comfortable. And so we're in day 8 of Gratitude as a Decision, and I'll share with you the flow of our time together today. And we're going to be doing a brief breath exercise and set an intention during that time for our time together. And I'll move into the first prompt of our journaling. Then we'll talk about the gratitude as a decision and creating a gratitude mindset as the topic for today. I'll share some brain qigong, what I call brain qigong, with you, and a very gentle, easy practice that a lot of my clients love. And then we'll do 2 more prompts, and I will wind down with a meditation and an offering or 2 for you to take away with you if you choose, if you wish. So that's our time together today, and I have been either completely forgetting or not remembering till the very end to introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. My name is Rachel Newton. I'm an integrative career coach based in Vancouver, Canada. I've been doing this work for over a decade and did my own pivot from corporate into this helping profession many years ago. So here I am, pinch myself that I'm still doing this meaningful work to help other clients find meaningful work in their own careers and create these experiences. And you can find out more about me in the notes from under the YouTube and on my website, obviously. So that's me, and let's move over back to you. And what I would like to invite you to do is bringing attention to your breath, whatever has come before this time that has brought you here, just letting that go. And without trying to change your breath, you might choose to lower your gaze or even close your eyes. And breathing in and out completely at your own pace. There's nothing to do here. Just offering what comes up, whatever posture you're in, just allow that. And noticing your breath and breathing in and out at your own rhythm. And observing what comes up and allowing that. And in your own time, I'll invite you to take 3 deeper breaths. Breathing in and out. And on the in breath, you may feel your belly raise. Fill up your belly, filling up your chest, and on each out breath, just exhaling all of that. And from those 3 breaths, just letting go of coming back to your natural rhythm of breathing. And when you're ready, either opening your eyes if they've been closed, or if they've been lowered, just gently looking around the room. And so just to ground us and bringing ourselves into the space here, into this intentional space. And I'll invite you, if it feels helpful for you, to set an intention for this time that you have invested in yourself. You've chosen this time for whatever reason to invest in yourself. And perhaps you may want to consider what the best outcome for the next minutes of time, about 40 minutes with me, would be best for you, most supportive for you. So I'll give you a few moments, and you're welcome to write something down, or you might just hold it and consider it. Okay, so having considered that intention, now I'm going to invite you, and I'll do this along with you, that the first prompt for our journaling today will be the words, "When I choose then." We're just going to do this for 1 minute, and the prompt is, "When I choose then," and it's ... So whatever comes up, it could be feelings, thoughts, memories, it could be words, a story, something may come up. And if it's nothing, then write that too. And so I'll give you a minute here. And as I said, I'll write along with you. And another 10 seconds as we wind down here. I know that's not a lot of time. And if you're, I forgot once again to welcome those of you who are here in the room with me, and anyone watching live on Facebook and YouTube, or if you're watching the replay afterwards as well. So welcome to you all. If you are watching the replay, you may choose to pause here so you can have more than a minute with that prompt, or come back to that later on if that feels like there's more there for you. So the topic of gratitude as a decision, and the in case you haven't seen my other the other practices that I've been doing for the past days since September 21, I have taken the letters of gratitude and each of those to create a theme. So today is D, and what came up for me around D is gratitude as a decision. And so talking to that topic, there are 3 particular themes that come up for me. And the first one is choice equaling empowerment. And then the second is that decisions are logical and emotional. And the third is the idea of gratitude mindset. And so I have been learning along with you, and the part of the experiment was me learning along with you this week in terms of what I was looking to offer. And so I am using my notes as a cheat sheet, just to be transparent with you as well. And so starting off with the idea of that theme, choice and empowerment. I started with choice because in order to feel that you can even make a decision, you have to have a sense that there's choice. And my sense, and I wonder if it came up for you with that prompt as well, of that when you have choice and you are able to have a sense of doing something for yourself, that is a much more powerful position than when you're told what to do, or you don't have choice, or you're being forced. And speaking to being forced, one of the, I can't remember where I got this from, but what I'll often say to clients is the idea of whatever you resist persists. It creates a tension, and there is a charge to that. Just so if you're feeling forced and there's resistance, that's going to get stronger. So I'll just leave that there as a placeholder for you to consider about choice as something that helps you feel more empowered, more confident of when you, even if it feels like a simple choice, the choice to come here or not come here, to stay now or come later. So that you're making those choices all the time, and those choices are decisions. So which leads to the next theme here, which is decisions, and decisions being logical and emotional. I'm not sure if any of you saw the post that I popped up yesterday in regards to Antonio Damasio, who was introduced to me just a couple of days ago from Dr. Andrew Huberman from Huberman's Lab podcast, which I love. I see in myself and in my clients about how hard it is to make decisions, and the science behind that goes like very deeply into it. And Antonio Damasio is a great expert in that. So I'll let you get that access to that information, and we'll have that available as resources too. But the idea of why it's so hard, I see again with myself and my clients, it's just so hard to make a decision sometimes. Like for some of us, we're like really popcorn easy to make decisions, but a lot of my clients in particular find decisions are challenging, but not always. Like there's a spectrum of decisions. And so usually when the stakes are higher, usually, not always, usually when the stakes are higher, the decision process can be a lot more challenging. And there's a whole mechanics of science behind that that I won't get into. I just want to just offer that for you, that you're not alone in that. But also that in order to hold this idea of just that these feelings are not facts. And so I was reminded of that just earlier this week in a workshop that I was co-facilitating. So oftentimes we feel something and we think that's so real. Another way that I have learned that through one of my modalities, coherence therapy, is what we call the emotional truth. So when I'm with a client and something feels so true for them, and but it's their emotional truth because it's got charge. It's a story that has become true, and then they are making decisions from that emotional truth, but that can obscure the decisions you're making. And so this is why it can be so challenging in terms of having that logic of just like you can make your pros and cons list, but then the logic seems to get thwarted by emotions. If we were just robots, or if we could just go into ChatGPT to make up our decisions, I would I would be very careful about that. It's just I like using ChatGPT as a tool, but also to have some critical thinking about that too. In any case, of just looking at the emotions that can be part of the decision-making process of just that, and looking at when they can, if you become aware that they can obscure your decisions. One offering is when you are faced with a lot of what is coming up of feeling like a lot of emotions in your decision. And sometimes even that you're not even sure what's logic and what's emotion, because again, that emotional truth can feel like it's getting in the way. But I would invite you to take a pause in a moment and just write down everything that you're experiencing, and then offer that these emotions are data points. So they're information. They're neither good nor bad. Like you might have some amazing opportunity and feel really excited about it. But that excitement can be as obscuring as feeling really, scared about it or afraid of it. So of just being able to list out and clarify and have more clarity of your emotions to help you then come back to deciding in terms of what you're going to have as a decision, so that you can feel like you're actually having a decision and you have some choice in the matter to feel empowered. I hope that's making sense to people. So, and as I mentioned, there is more information about the science behind the logic and emotion of decisions from Dr. Antonio Damasio. But just offering for you of just looking at those emotions in this way as information and not labeling them. And then the next aspect of that is that if we agree about the emotions that can have an influence on our decisions, and we look at the idea of that gratitude has an effect on our emotions, and that was some already I've been talking about that the last few days. But if gratitude has a positive effect on our emotions, and we're then able to make better and clearer decisions, and not only can we make those clearer decisions, but we also, there's a connectedness and empathy that we are able to tap into. So we can also be aware of how our decisions are affecting the consequences of our decisions on other people as well. So there's this whole knock-on effect, if you like, in terms of that. And so what's happening in there in terms of the neurochemicals, or the happy mind chemicals, if you like, happy brain chemicals, are like dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, and oxytocin are being promoted in the gratitude practice that you're doing for yourself. And we talked, over the last couple of days about creating an effective and potent gratitude practice. And I put together from Dr. Huberman's information that he was sharing, the Huberman Gratitude Protocol. So I'll have you reference that. But, jumping off that, in terms of the gratitude mindset idea, if we think about the idea of mindset and its habits and characteristics that are, it's a mental attitude and that's how you're going to be interpreting the world and responding to the world. So that's mindset. And then Carol Dweck, who I had her book here before, it doesn't matter. So, here we go. So highly recommend this book in terms of growth mindset. The definition of growth mindset is believing a person's abilities aren't innate, but they can be improved through effort, learning, and persistence. And so if we take that growth mindset idea into gratitude mindset, then your gratitude capacity can be improved through practice, through that effort, learning, and persistence. And so that's what I'm offering here in terms of a gratitude mindset. So if you are interested in helping your brain do better for you, then that's my argument, if you like, for why we would want to cultivate a gratitude mindset for ourselves. So that's my take on the gratitude as a decision and deciding to have and cultivate an effective gratitude mindset. So there's my logic. We'll see what you think of all of that. Okay, so that was a lot of words. And now I'm going to invite you to put that aside. And again, I went pretty fast there, but you're welcome to slow down or pause me when you're doing the replay. And let's move into one of my brain qigong offerings that I do with my clients. And so there's two components to this. Is very simple. So I'll have you put away if you were taking notes or anything, just inviting you to put that aside, and I'll show you, and then we'll do it together what we're doing. And this is going to mess up my hair, so you can the one of the other aspects of having gratitude is being able to laugh at yourself and having levity and fun. And so the first one is called the 10 dragons. So these are your dragons, and we're going to drag them through our hair, or if we don't have hair, over our scalps 3 times. And so I'll just show you, and then we'll do it together. So I've just got my fingers there, and I've like my nails, and just like clawing through here, and then going down to the occiput at the back, and then just releasing the fingers there. So if you imagine like you're actually getting all the thoughts and feelings, even that, and you're just like releasing them, and so you're hitting a whole lot of points in your scalp here. That is part of the Chinese medicine practice as well. So that's the 10 dragons. So we'll do that together, and then we'll do the pulling qi, which I'll show you in a moment. Actually, you know what? No, let's do this, and then we'll do them in consecutive. So let me just put my glasses back on because I'm all foggy here. So making sure I'm guiding you, see my hair. Okay, so with the pulling qi, the motion is like this, and then if you want to flick, I know my lens isn't the right way, but I'm flicking off. Like if you want to flick it, imagine pulling cotton wool or cobwebs, and that could represent your thoughts, anything that's not serving you, and any negativity, and you can be pulling that out of your brain, or if you're feeling cloudy or tired or low energy, pulling that out and then just flicking that off. And so that's just pulling qi. And if you put a little smile on your face, you're going to give yourself an extra qi energy boost. Okay, so let's do those together consecutively, and just breathe just choose your own breathing. I'm not going to go into the breathing as well, because that can add an extra dimension of complexity. So we'll take our 10 dragons, and we're going to do 3 together. And if you want to, you can follow the breathing, but you don't have to. So I'm going to breathe in while I'm taking my fingers through my hair. I'm turning around. You don't have to, but we're just like, and then flicking the energy and all the thoughts, and just like feeling whatever's coming up, visualizing if you want that you're getting rid of all that energy, any negative energy, you're purging that out. And so we're flicking that. So that's those 3 there. So it was like breathing in and then out when we were flicking off. So that was the 10 dragons. And now we'll come to pulling qi. And I like doing this when I've been having lots of thoughts and a lot of cognitive stuff coming at me, or just to clear my mind before I start studying something. And so now pulling the qi here, and imagine like it's at your ears, and it's coming out, and you even might want to visualize as some smoke or something. And so pulling, breathing in, and then out if you want to match your breath. So in and out, and in and out. And so you can do that a few more times, do as many times as you feel, but we were just doing a little taster teaser there after all those words that I threw at you about gratitude as a decision in that topic. Okay, So let's go to grab our journals again, and I'm going to invite you to put this as your next prompt that we'll do for the next minute. And the prompt is, when I have no choice then. So we'll do this for a minute together. When I have no choice then. And whatever comes up for you, it could be something that I've said, could be something already you know, could be thoughts, other thoughts, feelings, memories. Anything that comes up is welcome here. And we'll do that now for another 45 seconds. Okay, and we'll just finish up there in 10 seconds. If you wind that down, and again, you can be putting that aside for later, or if you're watching the replay, you could pause here if there's more coming up you'd like to explore there. So the next prompt that we're going to go right into is, if I am curious about times when I can choose or I have no choice. If I am curious about times when I can choose or have no choice, then. So I'll just say that this is a longer one. So if I'm curious about times when I can choose or have no choice, then. So you're comparing the two. We've done the two prompts, and you're now curious about comparing them. And we'll do this one for a minute and a half, starting from now. So 10 seconds left, and then we'll wind down and get ready for the meditation. So I'll just let you transition. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here as we get ready, and I'll have you make yourselves comfortable, finding a comfortable place for this meditation of about 9 or 10 minutes. And let me just share here. And hopefully that's sharing. Thank you, Yash, for letting me know, my wonderful assistant there, keeping me on track. And so I'll invite you, as you prepare for this meditation, and find a comfortable posture where you can still be alert but comfortable. And bringing your attention to your breath, breathing in and out at your own rhythm and becoming aware of your breath, but you're not trying to change it. Letting yourself observe what comes up and allowing that. And when you're ready, take 3 deeper breaths. And on each in-breath, inviting gratitude. And on each out-breath, releasing anything that doesn't serve or support you in terms of that gratitude invitation. And taking those 3 deeper breaths all the way into your belly and feeling it expand your chest and your as well, and the fall and rise of your breath as you breathe in and out 3 times more deeply. And now letting go of that breath awareness and trusting the rhythm of your breathing for the rest of this time together in this meditation. Becoming aware of any thoughts, feelings, body sensations, or images, any memories, everything is welcome here. And allowing anything you're observing to be part of this experience, or you may choose to invite it to step aside just for this time. And bringing your focus to your lower dantian, near your navel or your abdomen, and then your middle dantian around your heart, and your upper dantian at your forehead. And these dantians are your energy centers, they hold wisdom. And now just let this awareness go for now. And continuing here, I invite you to bring a memory of when you had a sense of choice and empowerment. And if you can't find a memory of yourself, perhaps there's something you witnessed that looked like someone else was choosing from a place of empowerment. They were strong in that choice. And allow yourself to visualize this through your own eyes. So you're not seeing yourself in the picture, you're actually seeing the scene in front of you as if you're in this. And hearing the words of "this is my decision. This is my decision. This is my decision." And feeling any emotions that come up here. Allowing whatever comes up here to be present. Neither judging as good or bad. It's just an experience. And then taking your awareness and releasing it. Just allowing that here. And now moving your attention to around your heart, that middle dantian. And if you wish, you're welcome to put your hands over your heart, or just imagining your heart there. And just being aware of the empowered decision that you have chosen or you have witnessed, and the energy of it there in your heart. Just allowing it to be there. And then as you're experiencing that, sending it out to all of the organs of your body, up around your heart, your lungs, your throat, feeling the emanation of your inner power, your strength, your wisdom, your throat, the left and right hemispheres of your brain, down to your liver and your gallbladder, your stomach, spleen, kidneys, reproductive organs, the bones, muscles, and tendons. Every cell has this experience of inner power, empowerment, and it may have a color. You may see it, feel it, experience it. And whatever those experiences are, they're exactly right for you. And now bringing that experience back into your heart and holding it there as an embodied memory for what you have created, and offering yourself gratitude from this place. And now taking your attention back to your breath as you become aware of your surroundings again, and 3 deeper breaths in your own pace, inviting you to take this experience with you as this part of your gratitude practice closes. Moving your body gently, fingers and toes, and gently opening your eyes, lifting your gaze, looking softly around you, just becoming aware of your experience and taking this sense of gratitude and inner power of choice, your choice, wherever you go. So I hope that was helpful for you in terms of having a better sense of the idea, the theme of gratitude as a decision, and that something that I offered here today may have made you, inspired you to think of what that would mean for you. And in that vein, in that theme, I will also offer you a couple of musings, if you like, some journaling prompts or considerations for yourself to take away. And the one is an offering of an action audit, if you like. I'll often offer to my clients audits and self-audit. So this self-audit will be about choice and decision. So noticing as you are going through your day, and do this perhaps for at least a couple of weeks if you can. If you can take note, and you can do it ideally at the end of the day if you can, or you might do it, have a note on your phone or have a notebook handy, and just keep track of when you are noticing that you're making decisions, and then also in those decisions, what was happening, what were you observing around you being able to make that decision, or feeling like you couldn't make a decision. So what I'm offering for you is to become curious about your decision-making process. And so that's just to kind of set a context for you. You're not trying to change anything here. Dan Siegel in mindfulness says, name it to tame it. So you're just becoming aware of it. So that this is an awareness exercise for this choice or decision self-audit. So that's one offering. And then the other is a further prompt for you to consider. And it's when I consider gratitude as a decision then. So do you agree, disagree? Is there a maybe? Are there conditions there? Just seeing what comes up there for you around that. When I consider gratitude as a decision then. So a couple of offerings for you to further deepen and our practice and our time together today. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about, it'll be day 9, and that's embodied gratitude emergence. And I'm essentially going to be bringing all the 8 days wisdom and knowledge, a lot of things that I've learned along the way too, into tomorrow and into the practice in our time together tomorrow. And I'll also be offering some information about what I've taken from this experiment that I did for myself over the past 9 days. And in a moment today, I will, as we end the official part of the process, I will move into talking about some of what has come up for me in terms of my experience for today so far. The other thing I also wanted to be open about is for anyone who had been following yesterday, and I said, I'm going to do the 1 through 10 meditation, and then I said, no, I'll do it today, which today is day 8, and do it today. But in doing that, it didn't feel, the 1 through 10 didn't feel like it fit for today. So because I wanted to offer that different experience with gratitude and decision in the meditation. And what I'll do if it still doesn't fit, I don't think it's going to fit for tomorrow either. So I am going to make just meditation on its own of the 1 through 10, and I will add that into this list, even though we're not necessarily doing it together. And so just to let you know, I didn't completely forget about that. So we've come to time here for our 41 minutes of the practice, and thank you again, everyone, for being here for the practice. If you need to go at this time, I completely understand, and you will have access to the recordings as well. In terms of just very briefly of where I am in day 8 of this, it has been a very learning experience for me. I had this idea, as I mentioned, when I was on World Gratitude Day last Thursday, which is exactly a week ago and 8 days ago today, when I was doing my journaling practice with one of the people that I follow, and Kelly Boys. Sorry, I just had a blank for a moment there. But so when I was doing my practice with Kelly, I just had this idea of just like, what if I could share this with other people, and I could be doing this with other people too. It's just like, because it's so lovely. I receive a lot of gifts from the way that she does it, and she's doing things that I really enjoy doing. So I was wanting to share because at the beginning of COVID, I was watching, I think it was Chris Do, I was watching one of his offerings, and he had put up sharing is caring. And it's wonderful I'm a curious lifelong learner. It's one of my values in action. If people know the VS strengths, and if you don't, feel free to ask me about it. But one of mine is being a lifelong learner, and I'm very, very heavily curious about things. So I tend to take on a lot of information, but it takes me a little bit to be able to put it out and share it. So I just thought, what if I don't wait for everything to be perfect and I just offer it perfectly imperfect? And that's what I've been doing for the past 8 days now, and I'll be finishing up tomorrow, and I'll let you know. I've had dropped some hints about something that is bubbling up for me in terms of what I would like to do next, if there's anything, and there has been something that's emerged for me out of this, and it's looking like another wellbeing workshop. So I wasn't sure what to expect of myself, and my husband was laughing at me because each day I've been like, okay, I have to go and be doing this, and he's like, you and your acronyms, because I said it's 9 days because of there's like 9 letters in gratitude, and he's like, well, you should just done thanks. Just then, this would have been over a few days ago, but I have I've learned a lot, and I am curious about how it may have touched you, or maybe you've got some learnings that you might want to share with me as well. And so here we are. I just wanted to share that last little piece with you. And thank you again to you all for being here, however you are here, in whatever capacity. And I really enjoy putting these together, and to make them meaningful for you, let me know what would be helpful, what you want more or less of, even just to help me shape that, because I have my own ideas about things, but I also like to shape them and for them to be valuable for other people. So my name's Rachel Newton. I am an integrated career coach at Life Career Studio, and I look forward to seeing you for day 9 tomorrow, and hopefully beyond that. Oh, by the way, if you can share, let people know about this if you want me to keep on creating content about this too. So thank you, everyone. Have an amazing time wherever you're going, day, night, rest, or activity, whatever you're about to do next. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.